Women can be doing a very normal thing for a man, and you will see women in the comments, I would never do that for men. Men don't deserve that.
That insult doesn't hit the same because we don't need men for anything. Literally.
A lot of women are walking down the street. They're not being hollered at. They're not being catcalled. Men aren't just rushing up to them.
Toxic, unhealed men that genuinely hate women come into the comment section and they are very triggered and pissed off at the fact that I'm abstinent.
You don't care about being picked by men because you know you won't be picked.
But when Black women express their sensuality, like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Shensia, they are often...
You just named Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. There's some hoes in this house.
Men because, or want to decenter men because they've never been centered by men. We gotta kill this narrative that just because we're women, we got men beating down our blocks. A lot of women are not being touched on and loved on and liked on by men the way that they're getting online and saying that a lot of women are walking down the street. They're not being hollered at. They're not being catcalled. Men aren't just rushing up to them trying to them and fuck. A lot of women aren't experiencing that. A lot of women are living vicariously through other women, their friends, women that they see on social media. And then what they're doing is they're getting online and they're joining a conversation. Like, no, it's a lot more women online lying than it is women online telling the truth. A lot of these women don't get attention from men and they're angry about it. They're upset. So they get online and they spew male hate. They get online and they say, decenter men, decenter men. I be watching a lot of these women's videos and I can just tell by the way they present the video what the issue and all their relationships are, if they even get them. And 9 times out of 10, it really be you, bitch. You talk too goddamn much. You controlling as hell. You're mean as like a lot of y'all decenter men because you're simply not centered. You don't care about being chosen by a man because you know you won't be chosen. You don't care about being picked by a man because you know you won't be picked. And when you come across another woman who is chosen and picked and gets along with men, it pisses you off and now that's your enemy. A lot of y'all really be telling yourselves, like, get the
But they ruin it. They ruin it for other females. That's why she's speaking up so strongly as she is, right? Because ladies would see what you're doing. And they have to call it out. Because they have to separate themselves. Because I'll tell you what happens. Right now, everyone is suffering. Every female out there is suffering. Even the good ones. But I said, and I said again, I said it all the time, and I'll say it again. The ones that are suffering, show yourselves. But come and pick me, right? Say, pick me. Like, seriously. But don't come across like that. You know, men will look at you like you're desperate, but still, you know how to do it. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe look at one of those ladies that spoke in the video yesterday. Start approaching men like that. You'll get somewhere.
If it don't apply, if it does apply and you feel yourself getting upset listening to me, I encourage you to pause and sit in that discomfort and let my words marinate. If that doesn't work, just scroll. I'm a stranger in your screen. I should not have power over your emotions. Do not comment and get upset. I don't even know this applies to you, so I'm not judging you. I don't know you, okay? Those are all my words because I already know how people get about topics such as these. I want to talk about my observations around decentering men that I've been seeing online lately. A woman can be doing a very normal thing for a man, and you will see women in the comments, I would never do that for men. Men don't deserve that. I thought we were decentering men. You guys know the thing. I'm not making this up. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If someone is truly at peace with their life orientation, it does not require constant comparison, surveillance, or moral commentary. Joy does not need to announce itself, and it does not require reinforcement. And there is an important distinction that we don't ever name, and I'm going to name it now. Again, this is your chance to scroll. There is a difference between choosing to decenter men as an act of authorship and self-definition and being decentered from men by circumstance. So whether it's disappointment, exhaustion, relational harm, structural violence, or exclusion, those are not the same experiences. And we have to be honest and name that a lot of women are grieving the life that they did want for themselves, but it has not worked out. When decentering men is selected, opted into, chosen, it feels grounded, it's quiet, it's internal. You just see it through her life as evidence. When it is imposed, it feels like a loss. And when agency feels eroded or taken, people try to reclaim it indirectly. And one of the most common ways that shows up is through regulation of others. And when it comes to women, that happens especially when they see other women who still have access to something that feels out of reach for them. So that's when all that moralizing comes in, all the monitoring, the mothering, the fixation on other women's behavior. It becomes a way to perform authority when authorship feels like it's been taken. That's literally why all these conversations go left. And none of them are really about liberation or caring about other women. At the root of it, they're just trying to stabilize a self-concept that hasn't fully settled. Real orientation does not require a whole monitor. And real peace does not require an audience.
Yeah. What she's pretty much saying, these girls are mad. And they're getting mad when they see other females with a good thing. They'll do things like, oh, he won't let you come out with us. Man, come on now. That's what's being done. Oh, what did he tell you? He don't let you see your friends no more. Oh, he's keeping you to himself so he can abuse you. There are some ladies going through that, but not everybody. Seriously, not every female is sad, depressed, but they're gonna feel that way because what do they say? Friends, single friends, keep other friends single. With conversations like this. Now they're trying to do it to the entire internet. It's happening. Young ladies are listening, going, yeah, I'm going to listen to this older lady. She knows what she's talking about. That's why those videos when girls say, oh, listen to us older ladies. We're going to tell you what you should be doing. No, 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 no. You'll never have a man. Listen to them if you want to. Mess around and be, counting all of your losses before they even happen. Because that's what they're doing. And they don't realize it. You know, when they say, when you talk negativity into the world, you know who hears. And that's when bad comes. That's serious. And it's true. This is so real. You can decenter men quietly while also recognizing that there are women who are being loved correctly. It's tough out here. But every woman has to do her own work without bashing other women. The ladies have spoken. Check out what they're saying. I'm recovering from a breakup. And the way I have to scroll past these posts about how men are raised to be users, the videos aren't wrong, but at the same time, it doesn't help me heal. Getting back in my zone. Like, it's still about men. She's healing. She went through some trauma. But hearing the trauma that men are causing to you makes it worse. She's saying she went through it and don't want to hear it. Check this out. Because they think the center of men equals hating men, I'm the tree and he's a branch. That's all the centering means. Yes, it is. Don't make it about every man. Let's just check it out. It's so interesting because I was never taught to center men. Like since birth, men were supposed to be a compliment, not a goal. Even when I have partnership, that's not the goal. But I think you're spot on here. Hopefully, everyone can get there. What these ladies are saying is stop being bitter. You females are the reason why there has to be male spaces. Because there will be no male spaces if things didn't get out of hand. Think about it, ladies. You didn't start hearing from more men out there until it got atrocious. And I've been doing videos on this channel for what? 3 years now? Why can't I have a video every day? Sometimes twice a day. It was even times I put videos out 4 times a day. That is a problem. It really is. It's a problem that's not going away anytime soon. Unless you go away. Message.
Hate men. We assume that every woman that has some about a man can only be doing so from a place of hurt, from a place of immense pain. Outside of this highly emotional state of mind, there's no way that women can rationally come for a man's behavior or men's patterns of behavior at large. I can tell you this from my perspective. When I was in the most physically and emotionally unsafe environment of my life, I never, ever, ever thought that all men were bad, and I never thought men were evil. I literally thought the man who was doing that to me and us was. That's it. And I thought that was an isolated event that only I was going through. One thing that a lot of people who are traumatized, a lot of women who end up being abused, realize at a later date is that this type of abuse, this type of trauma is actually very common. Oftentimes when someone is experiencing that kind of abuse, it's gotten to a point where that individual has been isolated from all their friends, all their family, and majority of the outside world. And through this process, any human who experiences this in turn forgets about common humanity. Recognition for common humanity is a recognition of the fact that what you are going through is not an individualistic experience, rather an experience that a majority have had prior to you, and an experience that you can share with those around you. And to lose this recognition for common humanity not only makes the abuse that this victim experiences singular, but it also makes that abuser seem like an individual event in and of itself, that there isn't more to go around. I am a living testament to this, and I know so many other women are. So in this way, oftentimes the evils and the abuses of this singular man aren't conflated with the actions of all men. That too, when someone experiences abuse for a prolonged period of time, that behavior starts becoming more normalized. Now, that does not mean that that behavior starts seeming more common amongst people. That's an entirely different thing. What I'm saying is that
Yes, unless you're, it is more common. Why is it? Because a lot are picking the same men. Give it up to you. Make you work for it. And I just made a video yesterday, girls being flat broke, right? Girls are flat broke, making the man they don't like, take them to dinner, and using them. You guys saw the video. In the chat, it's all for you. If you say you want it, it's all for you.
quality of life you're currently experiencing becomes your own personal norm, where that abuse you are experiencing actually starts becoming your threshold between what separates the bad from the good. So let's say you're getting cheated on, you're getting beat, and this man that you're in a hypothetical relationship with is spiritually, emotionally, physically, sexually, it's all violating you, period. No longer does the simple act of gaslighting seem bad to you, because the abuse and violence you've experienced has now become your new normal. What is now the director of your moral compass. So as long as he's not beating me, he's really not that bad. I actually saw this in a few of my friendships where I cut a man off just because he raised his tone at me via text. I've had a couple friends say, "Oh my God, my standards are so low." And this warped sense of reality is the reality of people who are currently going through abuse and or people who have gotten out of abusive and traumatic situations. And I 100% think it's safe to say that women who have been traumatized, who have been abused, who have been put through the ringer at the hands of a man are actually more forgiving of men's indecency than a woman who hasn't gone through that trauma. Women who have gone through this abuse are actually more likely to believe that this was an isolated event between them and their abuser due to their lack of recognition.
I don't think so. I don't think she's looking at the internet. I guess you're right, because the ladies on the internet, there's so many ladies out there going through it that don't talk about it. So when you put the numbers up, right, you go, wait a minute, okay, you may be right, but still, what's happening is so many females out there. What do? They watch television, and right now, television is at an all-time low. So if it's at an all-time low, what else are they watching? Social media. And what are they seeing on social media? decentering men when they're actually being decentered by men.
For common humanity, which was a manufactured isolation by their abuser. Now let's talk about this other spectrum. What if you get out of these situations and you're screaming, "I hate men"? First of all, I would like to say that I think this is an extremely appropriate response, considering that woman has been through months, years worth of torture. After having gone through abuse, your neurobiology, your biology changes. You are never going to be the person you were prior to experiencing abuse. It's not just you're mentally hurt. It's not just something to get over. It's something that is now being expressed through your biology. That's how deep it goes. So rightfully so, these women can yell, "Men fuck, all men fuck. Men are evil, blah, blah, blah." Woman is allowed to express her anger in an imperfect way, especially after having gone through something traumatizing.
So right there, I'm going to end it right there because the video goes on for another 5 minutes. No. This is the problem. You're not allowed to do that. Let me get on the internet, right? Let me make a video saying I hate all, I'm afraid to even finish that. Because as soon as I start doing that, what happens? Say if I did that, right? What's going to happen in the video? Like say if I make the video too much about a certain group, right? And it's like I'm talking extra bad about them or just totally discrediting them as people, the video gets flagged. Or if the thumbnail is all out of order, the video doesn't go up, right? You see that yellow mark. Anybody that's YouTube, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's a headache because you're trying to say, okay, what title do I pick? What title do I pick? What am I saying? I'm saying because even without that, right? Men have never been able to do that. Females do it though. It's just now recently men have got a lot of voice. But for so many, and it boggles my mind because so many ladies talk about, like, oh, black men have been always talking about us. Oh, they always talking about us like, we're finally doing it. It's just that it's been happening for a little while now, like 10 years, 10, 15 years feels like a long time. But how long have our names been thrown in the mud? And to tell you the truth, obviously, I talk about all modern women, not just black females. What's going on nowadays in the States is a cancer. It needs to be stopped.
Comment section. Whenever I talk about being abstinent, being single, not dating men on purpose, and being alone, where really toxic, unhealed men that genuinely hate women come into the comment section and they are very triggered and pissed off at the fact that I'm abstinent.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
Which is weird because it's
I
like,
wanna
what?
smash.
You want to me specifically?
Yeah.
Why would it make you mad that I'm abstinent? Like, were you trying to date me? Why would
Yeah.
that bother you? That makes no sense to me. So the other day I posted a video saying how it was a joke. I was saying I'm abstinent, but I could still get laid if I want. I was just being stupid, right? But one man saw that and got so angry.
Yeah.
Went to my comment section, started attacking me, telling me that I'm not even pretty and all this shit. Is fine. Like, beauty is subjective, bro. I know that people don't think I'm attractive. That's perfectly fine. I don't know why that would make me mad or why you think that would upset me. But then he also went in the comments and there's other women saying, yes, I'm 8 years celibate and I'm not dating. I'm so happy. And he was attacking the other women that were saying they're happy, single, and alone. And it was so crazy. But the main argument and the type of men that are getting triggered by the idea of a woman being happy on her own without being attached to any sort of relationship to a man, the main thing they're going to tell you is no man will ever want you. This is what he said too. No man will ever want you. No man will ever be in a serious relationship with you. No man will ever marry you. And the thing about these insults is they're very outdated. These insults, no man will ever want you or no man will ever marry you, these were more, they made more sense before the 1970s. So women couldn't have bank accounts, their own bank accounts, or access to money without a man until the 1970s. So before the 1970s, in order for me to be able to buy groceries, to have a place to live, to buy clothes, I needed to marry a man because I couldn't have a bank account. I'd have to have a bank account with my name. So our grandmothers, the women before us, they had to put up with a bunch of bullshit and get treated really poorly. Like that's why so many men would have like 2 families and shit. She didn't have anywhere else to go because she didn't have her own money. She couldn't leave. You know, she had to shut up and take it. That's why the men would like beat their wives and shit, and the wife couldn't even leave because I have no money. He has all the money, right? And so back then, when you would say, "Oh, no man will ever want to marry you. No man's ever going to want to be with you. You're never going to find a man." That was an insult back then because it was a threat to a woman's ability to survive. It was like a threat on her life. Like, I will not be able to survive if I don't have a man. But now, after the 1970s, it's been 50 years since then. We are a whole different generation of women. That insult doesn't hit the same because we don't need men for anything, literally, right? So like the men that I have in my life are men that add value and they're like good people, right? So when the man comes in the comments and he goes, "Oh, no man will ever want to marry you," it's like, it doesn't really bother me because I've never wanted to be married. Like, that's not the goal. Well, why would that bother me? No man will ever want to be in a relationship with you. Well, I want to be alone, so that's okay. Like, no man will ever want you. That's also not true. It's period point blank, not true. But like, it's like not the threat that they think it is. Like, these types of men, they're living in old school. They use the same manipulation tactics that their grandfathers used, that the men before them used, to control women to do what they want, right? You need to dress a certain way, you need to act a certain way, you need to look a certain way, because that's what I want, or else you're gonna be alone. But now that you're gonna be alone threat isn't even the threat that you fucking think it is. It's actually like kind of nice. Oh, I'm gonna be alone, you promise?
She's trying to toot her own horn. She's showing off for no reason, right? Like, of course, men want to lay with you. That doesn't mean they want to stay with you. Has she not learned? Like, I'll tell you this, right? When she was first talking, until she started, you saw when I started going, she started talking that feminist talk, I got my brain switched right off, right? But before that, a man is going to look at you and go, "I want to smash that." So by you getting on the internet and doing what you're doing to men, she's psychologically brain screwing men, saying, "Yeah, I'm tight and right, and you can't have me." You see this gift? You can't have it. That's so mean. Switch up your content because it's going to cause rage, right? Take a look at this. And these are men who claim they're going through the same thing she's going through. Watch this. This is her comments. This man said, "Single and celibate for over 10 years. I get that response so much. LOL, by the way, you are gorgeous."
And who's that?
The man said he's been single and celibate for over 10 years. That's how you get it, right? He's reverse. He's reversing that tension. See, my man think he's slick, right? Rooney. He said Rooney. But he's been a goonie for 10 years, he's claiming. Probably has, right? By the way, you're gorgeous. Thank you.
MVP! Simp!
You know what he's doing? Look what the next person said. "You are beautiful, girl." That's why you got that tension. Yes, those men they lost their damn mind. Never ever go into females' comments and do that. At least do this. And I still wouldn't do this. Right? You see her and beat her. Not what you think, right? What do I mean? She's claiming a certain thing. But you'll know when you see her and when you create that tension in her, because a lot of girls are going. They'll get on the internet and say whatever they want to say and say, "Oh, I usually don't do this, but I don't do this often, but I haven't did this in so long." Or if you can pull that "so long" out of her, woo! And you can tell too, you get in there, just let me stop. Let's continue on.
Really clip, and I want you to see how quick this woman tried to turn a simple question into a gender war, and it completely got ignored.
I have felt more judged by black people than any other race.
Yeah, I think black people, at least we might give each other crap for like being different, but at least I feel like we always have each other. We have each other's back, I think, as black.
I don't think so, especially not a black man with a black woman.
You don't think so?
No.
I think I agree. I agree that when black people at school said that I talked white, and especially with a British accent, it's even more like you say, it was kind of just like we're in the community together. I feel like when the white people would say stuff, it was like the true attack. The girl to oversharing in this modern world. The girl that I lost my virginity to, and a few weeks after, she was asking my friend about me, and she was like, does he consider himself white or black? And then my friend was like, he's black. And she's like, oh, that's a shame, because I only date a white guy. But
to be honest, she irritated me throughout the entire video. If you haven't seen the entire video, I definitely advise you to go check it out. How quick she was to just turn that simple question into an issue between black men and black women goes to show you who's perpetuating the gender war the most. I mean, on a public platform. Again, mind you.
Yeah, she tried it. She really did try it. But yeah, to bring that on Jubilee is a little crazy. Like, create your own space. Like, yeah, she's right. And I believe this is the same lady that made the other video, the first video. But this is an issue. And I love that it's being called out now. People are tired. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they understand why our voices are so loud now. Because it should be.
Sexualized. Now they're doing it by choice. I posted a video about the Jezebel stereotype, which is basically a portrayal of black women as inherently sexual beings. And I keep getting this comment. I'm noticing how many people do not understand how deeply ingrained the policing of the black woman's body is in the media, that as a result has shaped the perceptions of how we view black women, black sensuality, and black femininity. First of all, it's not black women themselves who create stereotypes. It's the systems that frame how their actions are consistently interpreted. Take Sabrina Carpenter, for example. This is her album cover, and you can see that it is inherently sexualized. But the difference between her and other artists is that people view that as unapologetic confidence.
It's not an unapologetic confidence. What happened is they claim it's being done with class, but it's not, right? It's the same thing. And see, what happens is with black females, the music, that's what makes it bad. Because a lot of times when it's done through music, off of hip hop beats that just degrade them, right? And it came in, like I watched a lot of Didi Got a podcast, and I've already knew when hip hop started, when gangster rap started, right? NWA. What did it do? It pit down black females and made black men look like trash. Yes, that was happening in the black community. But to showcase that, what did it do? It made the masses think, and little young boys think, I need to be gangster. So what do you think happened with black females? They automatically hypersexualize themselves. So now the baby mama rape rolls, all of that stuff has something to do with hip hop and television. It's real, right? And I understand what she's saying, but I'm gonna let her finish.
As you can see here, her lyrics were also quite sexual. But when black women express their sensuality, like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Shensia, they are often...
You just named Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. There's some hoes in this house. 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 Hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. I don't hear the girls going on some song. There's some hoes in this house. And like I said, who brought it to us? Hip hop.
Weaponized or seen as over-sexual or doing it to themselves. Let me ask, why don't we question this for white women? In my opinion, society still subconsciously frames white women as pure and black women as inherently sexual. And this lens, like I've said in the past video, is rooted in centuries of racism and colonization.
I'm going to stop it right there, right? Because, see, she doesn't understand how men look at it. I see all of them as their minds being warped. All of them are being controlled by Satan. Black, white, Spanish, Asian, any female that's doing that. Their brain is warped and they're being controlled by Satan. How are they being controlled by Satan? Because it was pushed to them by the media and by the masses, and they see that the masses act that way, so they follow. Like, for instance, you see a young girl see friends having sex. She all of a sudden wants to have sex. Happened with all of us as a young youth, right? We're all traumatized.
Cynthia Erivo with like her whole body protecting Ariana Grande, alongside her being the cover of the GQ Men of the Year.
You see right there? You see masculinization of Black women? What does she showcase? The media.
That shivers down my spine. Like, I am disgusted. The masculinization of Black women, like, it disgusts me in a way that words cannot express. Those two situations, and the fact I know fans are gonna be like, oh my god, Cynthia, she's just a protector, she's a better bodyguard than the body. Oh! Now, to say that Cynthia's existence in itself is bad representation is obviously very weird, and that's not true at all. She's who she is, and she's a very beautiful woman. I just don't need fans or people to drag this whole, she's a protector, she's so strong, she's like Ariana Grande, strong bodyguard protect.
No, that was done purposely. Have her cut all her hair off and have her guarding her looking like a man. She looking like a man. Protecting her female. That's what it looked like. The media. That's why I said I watched Didi Got. I've been on this way before Didi Got a podcast. I've been watching even back in the days. I watched Alex Jones, all of that before Alex Jones had his own website and he was on YouTube. I watched, and even before that, like all of these things are given to you, right? The government.
That picture going around.
The government gave you Section 8, all of those other things, right? All of these other communities put you down. Now that Black men are doing it, it's highlighted. Look, the reason why it's being done now by Black men is because correction needs to happen. Yeah, but thank y'all for watching. I'm going to wrap it up right there. With that being said, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I want to make sure you get all my videos, all of my content. I make videos like this. Today it's going to be one time, but I usually try to make videos like this 2 times a day, if not 3 or 4. But yeah, guys, also, I have yet to make my commercial. But if you want to make money, make extra money on top of your job you have now, or if you don't even have a job, right? And you want to learn how to make a lot of money online. I said a lot because you can make a lot of money online, right? And I show guys how to hire other people and have them work for you. For instance, you hire them for a couple of bucks, you turn around and make hundreds of bucks. Those kind of things, right? And also I teach guys how to work online. Definitely worth it. I'm a wealth of information. Reach out to me. Link in the description. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.